Dan Brown's Deception Point with a special guest, Claude the cat. Alright, so let's get started. Now we all know what Dan Brown's old classics are like. If you've ever read classics like the Da Vinci Code, which I haven't yet, but I hope to do that one day, there is one thing that we can all learn from this. From one main reason that Deception Point is a big hit too, is because of its plot and its characters. So first of all, what is my name anyway? My name is Sean, and I hope you guys will be able to get into this place early. And if you guys are new to this channel, please hit subscribe, and then we'll continue. Sure, let's get started. So, what is Deception Point? Deception Point is a novel by Dan Brown, and it is talking about... It sets place in the United States of America and the Arctic. It was released in 1999. It's the second book in the Dan Brown book series, at least that's what I nicknamed it. And then, also, it sets in particular parts of the United States of America, but and also a very specific place of the Arctic too. It's called the Middle Ice Shelf, the Arctic Circle. And that's the Reconnaissance Office of Washington. There is a main character, a girl named Rachel Sexton, the daughter of a man who's campaigning for president. And at first glance, you might think that this is going to be that the Rachel Sexton is going to support her father's campaign. But it turns out she's not going to support her father's campaign. Her father and her aren't very close. Not even one bit tiny close. And they are actually on opposite ends. The current president, which is also going to run for a second term this year, and the year that Deception Point takes place in, is who Rachel supports as president. As much as I would like to say that this is all of a misunderstanding, it is not. And we have all been qualified that this thing is just going to last a few days and probably a few hours more. Okay, what am I saying here, you might ask? My point is that I'm not going to tell you everything else here, except there might be scientific fraud in pods. And as much as I do not like pods from the Earth Observatory, I think that's what it was called, US, and then pods, there's still a lot we still haven't learned about the space. We know more about the ocean than we know about space, to be honest. And if you want to see what space has to be related with Deception Point, you will have to read the book, because all your questions about Deception Point may be answered in the Deception Point book. So right now, all I can say is that this is probably not one of the best things that ever written. Dan Brown's classics are very awesome, and his first two books, which aren't, to be honest, his first two books, which aren't Robert Langdon books, are all very good at giving lessons. And the lesson I learned in Deception Point is about the truth. That can be no substitute to the truth, no matter how hard you try. And that no matter how you alter the truth and tell the altered truth to the people, they can always figure out the actual truth. And that has been the case for a lot of things in history. It has been proved not once, but multiple times that this is true. Let me give you some examples. Emperor Qin from China tried to destroy Chinese history so that he can restart Chinese life, which failed miserably. And no offense, Chinese people, even though I'm living in China. The Catholic Church tried to delete science after actually supporting Copernicus' theory. Weird. And trying to make people blind to the truth. Eventually, they found out about the scientific method, and bam, science was reborn. Sort of. in the Renaissance, and multiple other things that probably I have never been aware of. The thing about Deception Point is that all of its data is irrelevant, but also it's also part on theoretical things. I mean, an article about the creation of a rock that is so similar to a meteorite that it can even be qualified, almost fooled to be qualified as a meteor, not an ocean rock. And the thing is, science has to be updated every day. Science is still a young concept that we have ever been done, in cosmological years, that is. Everything I probably told you about right now is probably going to be false in the future, or it will be held as the most basic thing about science. Centuries ago, matter was the hardest science of all. Nowadays, matter is one of the easiest sciences to be able to understand. And in years, it will be like the base, like in the basic science chapters of textbooks, science textbooks. And as much as I would like to say that that is all not true, I'm afraid that it is. And that even though we may have a lot of organisms living in this world who might be the basis of our own understanding of our world, by just observing these animals without harming them, that is, may just give us the key to the world. Another thing with the truth is that the truth is also the biggest deception of all. And that's all I could say about this thing, about Deception Point. Deception Point is one of the greatest books ever written by Dan Brown. And it may be one of the greatest books Dan Brown would have ever written. Maybe on his top 5 Dan Brown book lists. And right now, as much as I would like to say it, I can't. But Dan Brown may not be as smart as you think of it. I mean, he's smart, but maybe not as much as we think. He's a novelist, but he doesn't read any novels except his own. And the only books he ever read, that was not written by himself, were nonfiction. That's just a fun fact by Dan Brown. And now that I've told you about Deception Point, I hope you guys actually learned something about it. Oh, and also, if you guys actually find out that there is a Deception Point movie, and please try to post me the link in the comments below, because I really, really want to watch it. So, hope to see you guys in the next episode. Night out. Peace.